on the list: almond, coconut, buckwheat, the healthy rise of alternative flours. Plus, get the most out of your room when you check into our 3 hotel hacks. And eat like the Queen. Her Majesty's surprising diet will have you dining and drinking like royalty. The list starts right now.
The Powerball drawing is up to $430 million.
How to make sure you win is our first story, trending now.
Well, you get a chance.
Okay, if we really knew how to win the 9th largest Powerball drawing in history, we wouldn't tell you how to do it. We'd be drinking champagne in a hot tub full of caviar.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Here are a few tips anyway, because we love you.
Buy more than one ticket. The odds of winning are still low, but the more you buy, the higher your chances.
Don't enter every lottery or Powerball. Save money and then buy lots of tickets for one drawing.
And remember to double check your tickets. Second prize, matching all the numbers except the Powerball, pays out a cool $1 million before taxes.
Just remember, this formula does not guarantee success.
But if it does work, remember who gave you those tips, you know what I'm saying?
Let's play.
Now, from making big money to making a big safety move by checking to see if your kids downloaded a certain app. At number 2.
Yellow is being called Tinder for the 12 and over crowd, and it already has 7 million users.
If you're a child predator, that's a great place for you to go to try to find a child.
Yikes! The free app has no age verification system, so do yourself a favor and check your kid's phone, because them swiping right could be swiping wrong into some dangerous situations.
It's our job to keep our kids safe, whether it's on the street or in the internet.
All right, now to a much safer form of entertainment, going out to the movies.
Yeah, imagine going as many times as you want for the price of just one ticket. That's at number 3.
Shouldn't there be something that makes it easier for movie buffs to watch movies? Well, now there is.
This is the subscription service Movie Pass, and this week they're dropping their prices to less than $10 a month and expanding access so members can see up to 1 film a day at any theater that accepts debit cards.
Dinner and a movie is not necessarily a cheap night out, so it's really made our lives a lot better financially.
The one catch, it's a no-go for 3D and IMAX movies.
Totally still in.
Me too.
And that's what's trending now. One interview with former royal chef Darren McGrady, and the whole world went nuts over Queen Elizabeth's daily diet. Just what is on Her Majesty's royal plate? It's what's on the lowdown.
We're obsessed with the royals, what they're wearing, who they're dating, and especially right now, we want to know what the Queen is eating.
So we came to the Arizona Biltmore for a taste of royalty.
Royal author and former astrologist to Princess Diana, Penny Thornton, gave us the lowdown on just what is on the Queen's plate. The first thing, the Queen's banquet dinners.
We're looking at 2 state banquets a year. The preparation starts 4 months in advance.
The most recent banquet was to honor the King and Queen of Spain.
They started with sort of poached trout, and they went on to medallions of beef, and they finished with a chocolate and raspberry tart.
Why, yes, Mr. King of Spain, I did enjoy summering in the Maldives.
Next, the Queen enjoys her daily afternoon tea.
It is very structured. You have your little finger sandwiches, egg mayonnaise, perhaps smoked salmon, scones with butter and jam, and then you have little fancies, tiny little cakes.
Earl Grey loose leaf tea straight from the pot is a must.
Now that's what I call royal tea.
Finally, the Queen's private dining room.
When she's not attending royal dinners, she's just like us, eating dinner at home, in her palace, prepared by her chefs, with food flown in from her estates, just like us.
She likes Special K as a cereal.
Or scrambled eggs with smoked salmon and more tea.
Lunch is always a light affair, chicken salad, and a gin and dubonnet. And for dinner, she loves whitefish. Dover sole is her favorite.
As for the wine, champagne, and cocktails she supposedly drinks per day,
these sort of things she will have if the situation is right for it. You know, she's not drinking all day.
Eating like the Queen for a day is what's on the lowdown.
Tarts, scones, sandwiches, and cakes, they're all fine for the Queen, but what if you don't want the gluten? Now, there are lots of options, but figuring out what to do with each gluten-free flour can be tricky. Lindsay Granger has the answers with Alternative Flour 101 on The Breakdown.
Buckwheat, almond, coconut, 3 of the trending alternative flours for the gluten-free and folks who just want to eat better. At Crate Bar in Tempe, Arizona, Jeff Krause is the go-to chef who knows the benefits.
I think it's a great alternative, right, for people that are just trying to, eat a little healthier, trying to, increase their, fiber count or, protein count. People that are intolerant or, allergic to gluten.
Buckwheat flour, one of his favorites, comes from a fruit seed.
The flavor is very unique. It's very earthy. There's a lot of sweetness to it.
Tasty with lots of protein, fiber, and low sugar. And $3 a pound is pretty easy to swallow. So are his signature buckwheat crepes.
I taste the sweet and the savory. What'd you do to get that?
The buckwheat flour itself is already naturally kind of savory, right? And then the lemon curd just kind of balances that out, and the honey itself is sweet.
Almond flour, made from ground almonds, is also giving old school flours some real competition.
What's the health benefit?
High protein count, very high in fiber.
Big benefits, but it'll cost you about $9 a pound. The good news, you don't have to use it alone.
Typically, when you bake with this, you want to split it or, break it up with a different kind of flour.
But in this clafouti dessert, almond flour is going solo.
All right, what should I expect when I taste this?
You get the nuttiness of the almond. It's going to be a little eggy, right? And then the cherry, you're going to get savory notes from the Luxardo cherry.
Coconut flour is the newest and most popular alternative.
It's made from the pulp of the coconut, and then they dry it out to make a flour. At
$4 a pound, it's high in fiber, low in sugar, gluten-free, and makes a mean mini churro dessert.
What should I expect when I bite into one of these?
You're going to get a cool texture of the coconut flour.
Healthy, easy to use, and really tasty too. That's the scoop on alternative flours on The Breakdown. For more information, go to thelisttv.com.
Now, Jimmy Rhodes hates gluten but loves saving dough. However, he warns that sometimes there's more to value than just low price, especially when booking a hotel room. Hey, Jimmy, what's the deal?
Between corporate websites,
it's more rewarding than ever.
Search aggregators,
start your travel search with Kayak,
and apps,
you book last-minute hotels.
Getting a great rate on a hotel room has never been easier. But a great rate doesn't mean a great stay.
Most people think that once they book the room, the fight is over. But what takes place when you enter the hotel can actually really affect the nature of your stay.
Jacob Tomsky wrote Heads in Beds and has 3 hotel hacks for getting your best experience. First up, front desk agents are agents of karma.
Most people don't realize how much power a front desk agent has, and all the typing that's happening while you're not paying attention or you're abusing the doorman or yelling at the cab driver. We're making decisions as we type.
Yep, they can be judgy, so work it.
Like any normal person, we'd want a good person to have a good room and have no problem giving a bad person a bad room, and most people have never been to the hotel they're staying in before, so they don't know the difference.
Next, if there's a problem, make smart complaints.
Almost 100% of the time, the person you're bringing the complaint to has absolutely nothing to do with the origin of the complaint.
So stay calm and suggest a solution.
Sum off the rate, or a free night stay, or free room service. What would make you happy again? Because having a good idea of what would make you happy is a great way to start solving any problem.
Finally, don't underestimate the power of a well-placed gratuity. This is 10 kinds of awkward, so I need to be convinced.
A gratuity right at the very beginning of check-in will really just rise you above the 200 other people I've checked in. Just a little 20 a check-in. This is for you, whatever you can do for me, and they will help you because it's not a tipped position. Immediately, it's like a guilt feeling. You gave me money, I want to earn it.
So what kind of possible reward are we talking?
You're not going to sell all of the most expensive rooms or suites in a hotel, so some people have to be moved up to those suites.
So travel safely, be nice, and tip well. Having great hotel stays is what's the deal.
Where a lot of people will be checking into hotels in the 70-mile wide path in which the total eclipse will be visible. It's a huge week for umbraphiles. That's the technical name for an eclipse chaser. So here are 5 more things you didn't know about eclipses.
The first thing you didn't know about eclipses: as the moon grazes by the sun during a solar eclipse, the rugged lunar surface allows beads of sunlight to shine through in some places and not in others. This is known as Bailey's beads because it looks like a diamond ring. The phenomenon frequently inspires marriage proposals. Hear that, fellas? Next, people aren't the only ones who get excited about eclipses.
The animals always freak out the same way the people do. People scream and shout and applaud when the total eclipse happens, and the animals do strange things. At one eclipse, we were in Bolivia, and we're all looking at the total eclipse when somebody shouts, "Look down, look down!" And we do, and we're surrounded by llamas. I don't know where they came from. When the eclipse was over, they all lined up in a line, and they marched away.
During an eclipse, birds rush to their nests, crickets go to their nighttime song, and orb weaver spiders, who build a new web at dawn every day and take it down at dusk, frantically dismantle their webs, only to rebuild it minutes later. Third thing you didn't know about eclipses: because of the astronomy and math, solar eclipses only happen on Earth. Jupiter can have a triple eclipse, in which 3 moons cast shadows on the planet simultaneously, an event you can see from Earth through a backyard telescope. Next, while for most of us the eclipse will last just a few minutes, a NASA-funded team of 2 jets will fly in the giant shadow so they can witness the event 3 times longer. With this extra time, scientists will be able to use the telescopes on the noses of the jets to make unprecedented observations on the atmosphere of the sun. And finally, the eclipse isn't just a live show. It's also been in movies, from The Little Rascals in 1935
I don't think it's getting dark, do you?
to Little Shop of Horrors to Dragon Slayer.
May the Lord lead us from darkness and demons.
To 2001 and Barabbas.
I've never known it dark like this in the middle of the day.
That's 5 things you didn't know about eclipses. Now on the list.
Looking for a furry best friend? Get a mutt. Here's 3 reasons why. 1, they're healthier. Purebreds can pass on negative genes, but 1 generation away can decrease the bad and boost the health. 2, uniqueness. Designer breeds are just mutts with cool names, so get yourself a one-of-a-kind dog. And 3, better personalities. Purebreds have traits locked in. Mutts will express the best of both breeds. For more trends, deals, and life hacks, go to thelisttv.com.
Get this, the ancient Greeks had the first working showers. Wonder if they had shower caps. By the way, they're not just for keeping your hair dry. See all the crazy uses this woman found. Plus, be smarter than your phone. 5 smartphone hacks that are borderline genius. And a list of the richest authors. Stay tuned, there's more coming up on the list.
The only thing we look forward to more than new streaming shows, the return of the shows we already love. Netflix shows coming back for season 2 on the hot list.
Introducing the gorgeous ladies of wrestling!
Glow's first round in the ring went so well, they're looking for round 2, as in season 2.
I love that sound.
Allison Brie and Betty Gilpin take you back to the 80s, a time when unitards, Aquanet, and women's wrestling ruled the airwaves.
Every woman has a wrestling character sleeping inside of them.
Big hair and body slams can't lose.
How'd that look?
I got chills. Yeah, you would.
Now a woman with a different kind of power, The Crown is at number 2.
There comes a time where one must draw a line in the sand.
And the job of drawing that line falls to Cabinet, ma'am, not to you.
The first season was coronated with 2 Golden Globe Awards and 3 Emmy nominations, including 1 for John Lithgow and 1 for Claire Foy.
But for better or worse, the crown has landed on my head.
But that doesn't mean she has her head wrapped around it.
I've learned more about humiliation in the past few weeks than I hoped I would in a lifetime.
Get ready to get royal. The Crown Season 2 drops in December.
There are some of us who are there for you no matter what.
If only.
Next, the year's most tweeted about show, 13 Reasons Why, is at number 3.
Don't adjust your whatever device you're hearing this on. It's me, live and in stereo.
Hannah Baker's tapes were the center of season 1, but the controversy came from its focus on her suicide.
Everyone is just so nice until they drive you to kill yourself. And sooner or later, the truth will come out.
The controversial show's season 2 is coming, and it will focus on recovery from the incidents in the first season.
Why didn't you say this to me when I was alive?
And finally, we can't talk about renewed Netflix shows without talking about Stranger Things. Get ready for things that go bump in the night at number 4. Will, are you okay?
Will may be back, but everything is not okay in the new season of Stranger Things.
Nothing's gonna go back to the way that it was. Not really.
You will have to wait until October for season 2, but you can catch up with the series on Twitter with Stranger Thursdays.
See you tomorrow.
Netflix and their highly anticipated sophomore seasons on the hot list.
On a lot of people's hot lists, the upcoming iPhone 8 and new Samsung Galaxy. But before you get online for hours to buy one, remember that the phone you've got now is already pretty amazing. Maximizing your phone with smartphone hacks on the Lowdown.
We all love our smartphones, but sometimes they can be annoying. From trying to take selfies to no signal. First world problems for sure, but we've got the solutions with these simple hacks.
Can you hear me now?
We'll start with the dreaded low signal. I mean, how are you supposed to text?
It won't send. When you can't get a signal, airplane mode comes flying to the rescue.
Just toggle the switch, wait a couple seconds, and voila.
Finally sent.
Next up, get your phone ready for vacation with the Lost and Found hack.
Change your lock screen wallpaper to an emergency contact number and your email.
This way, if you lose your phone while frolicking on the beach, someone can reach you to return it. At number 3, holding your phone for a selfie can be a pain. But listen up. While your earbuds are great for music and calls,
they're also a shutter release for your camera.
Just press the volume up button and snap away. Perfect selfies every time. At number 4,
it's my jam.
Kick out the jams with the DIY speaker hack.
No Bluetooth speaker? No problem. You can amplify your music by just putting it in a coffee cup.
Shut up!
This also works great as an alarm.
That'll wake you up.
Finally, an emergency charging hack.
Where's my charging cube?
We've all left that behind.
But as long as you have the cord and a TV, you're in luck.
Just plug the charging cable into the TV's USB port, and you've got an instant charger. For some great bonus hacks, hit us up on Facebook. Smartphone hacks making you look like a genius. On the Lowdown. Did you know an 8-episode reboot of the 1990 sitcom Roseanne will premiere next year? And even though he died at the end of the original series, John Goodman will still be the dad. How's that work? We asked the List fans on Facebook to name your favorite TV mom using only a GIF. The top 3 answers so far. Number 3, you guessed it, Roseanne.
I really, really love you.
What?
Number 2, Peg Bundy from Married with Children.
Oh, Al.
I wish you wouldn't touch me.
And number 1, Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show.
1, 2, 3, ha!
What would your answer be? Go to the List Facebook page right now.
And now most of us like to read at least the occasional book, or maybe we wait for the book to turn into a movie and then we head to the box office.
Yeah, apparently books turning into movies is big business that translates into big bucks for these authors. So in today's Buzz List, Teresa Strasser has the world's richest authors. Teresa.
Thanks, guys. Forbes crunched the numbers and came up with a list of the world's highest paid authors of 2017, and we have that for you on the Buzz List. Okay, coming in as the 3rd highest earning author, Jeff Kinney, the guy behind Diary of a Wimpy Kid, raked in $21 million so far this year. The book has become a Hollywood franchise worth a not-so-wimpy $500 million. The newest installment in the series is called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul.
If there's one thing I've learned from my years of being a kid, it's that you have zero control over your own life.
My kids love the books and they love the movie. Okay, moving on. Coming in at number 2, James Patterson. With 9.5 million copies of his book sold in the U.S., the American author is bringing in $87 million, with many of his books being adapted today for the big and small screen. Most recently, Zoo, a TV drama on CBS.
Stay. That's a good boy.
I knew the animals would finally revolt, and that is why I'm a vegetarian. And coming in as the highest paid author in the world at number 1, Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling. The British author has sold over 400 million copies worldwide, bringing in $95 million this year. And her latest offering, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, was a hit at the box office. Publishing books and printing money on the Buzz List.
Now from the list. Can't swim? Learn how with these 3 steps. 1. Practice breath control. Breathe in, go under, and breathe out to get used to being underwater. 2. Get to floating. Lay back in the pool, push your tummy up, take a big breath, and hold it. And 3. Grab a pool noodle, take a breath, float face down, stroke your arms, and kick your feet. You're swimming! For more trends, deals, and life hacks, go to thelisttv.com.
On the next list, 1. The science of clickbait. Creepy ways those sketchy ads know you better than you think. 2. Cure your hangover with sex. Unconventional ways to recover after a wild night out. And 3. Make your next adventure extreme. Scary fun you'll flip for. All that on tomorrow's list.
A hotel shower cap is used to keep your hair dry while the rest of you get soapy and sudsy. But did you know it can be used to do so much more? That's on the viral list.
Shower caps are great in the shower, but this new video from Storia showcases more than 40 other uses for them. Fill them up with water to entertain your kids and get your pup's thirst quenched. Even use it as an ice pack or turn it into a toy parachute. See all the different uses on thelisttv.com. That's using your head on the viral list.
You know what? My life is forever changed. I'm going to use a shower cap for everything from now on.
Really?
No. Thanks for watching, everybody.
I'll see you tomorrow.